Welcome to Didedi's Crafty Corner. My name is Diane and I'm so glad you stopped by. Hi guys, today I thought we would do a different card than what I mentioned yesterday because when I went to go put this die for the basket away, I found this die. This die is also from Gina Marie Designs. It's like $3.50. It's called the bunny. I think she calls it the bunny die, but it's actually a peep die, right? It makes a peep. So I thought since I had this extra basket I made, we would go ahead and make another basket card. And I'm going to use this paper, this beautiful floral paper, which is by Doodlebugs Designs. It's older. I don't even know if it's out there, but any Easter paper would do, right? So I'm just trying to use up some of my pads, and I actually have two of these, believe it or not. So we're using this little one right here, that floral one. So I thought what I would do is make these little peeps out of the blue, the pink, and either the yellow or the green. I'm not sure. Probably use the yellow because I still have some of that paper on my desk. And then I'm going to take a tiny little jelly bean die from the Lawn Fawn set, one of the Lawn Fawn Easter sets, and make a few jelly beans to scatter around the bottom of the basket. And I think that's going to make a really cute card. We might throw in a little bit of this behind the peeps, but that might be too much. I don't know. It's left over from another project. All right. Let me get the peeps cut out and the jelly beans cut out, and we're going to put this card together. It'll be quick, but I think it's going to be so cute. And then I can put away this whole Easter basket thing. I don't know. I found a whole bunch of stuff I didn't even remember having when I went to put the basket away. Yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, let's get started. All right, I got our little peeps cut out. I got the little jelly beans cut out. I had two different sizes of jelly beans to choose from in my stash, so I did a little smaller version to kind of scale down the peeps, right? Maybe? I don't know. And while I was at it today, look what I found. The missing magnet. It was stuck to one of the dies in that container that I went through to put the basket away, right? So, all right, let's make the card front. We're going to do this at 5.5. And then we're going to fold it over. And I like to use the other folder for this, this bone folder for this one. I tell you, I used to, this Score Buddy, I always used to use, I know I mentioned this in a long time ago, but this was my go-to, the Martha Stewart, and I loved it. But continuously, I did not get even scores. The paper was always too long on one side or the other side, and I always just thought it was my inability to do it, right? I thought I was just not lining it up or not seeing it or whatever. So I guess about a year ago, I purchased this. Not very expensive, I don't believe. And ever since then, every single time, it's right on the money. Every single time. So it was this, and I love it. And I've got the large one too. I haven't gotten rid of it because, I don't know, we hoard things, right? But just a note, that is the case. I've never had a bad one yet since then. A little bit off topic though, right? Okay, so my idea is, of course, to have a little bit of a border around my paper and then to put our basket. Oh, that's going to be so cute. So I think maybe we'll just cut the paper this time instead of using a die. Just to speed things up. And we'll just go with, maybe we'll go with 4. No, I'm actually going to go about half right there. And then 5.5. And I'm going to go, I don't know if that's going to be, all right, we're going to go ahead and take this down to 4, and then I'll be happy. And we're going to save this little piece for the inside of the card. It should fit perfect. Yep. And we'll put this little piece back in our book for later. All right. Well, let's see how I did. I think that's going to be pretty. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. I don't want this video to be too long because we are going to have, oh, look at the little chicks. Aren't they cute? I am using my other camera, so I'm hoping we're not zooming in and out. I don't know what happened yesterday. It never happens like it did yesterday. I don't know if I've hit a button or I don't know what happened. I did do the new download, maybe the new update, the newest updates to all of my devices. So maybe that's what happened, because I do film on my iPhones. I've got a couple. One that right now is my own phone. And then I've got one that's 1 year behind it that I used to film on. Okay, pretty, right? This paper is so pretty. And I haven't touched it in, well, probably since the year I bought it. Uh-oh. I hear yelling in the background. We're going to go just going to be a little bit shy because of that little margin that I wanted on the paper. Pretty, right? Okay. All right. Now here's my idea. My idea is to take these Peeps and I want them to be on the front like this. This is going to be adorable, but I think gluing them and making them round isn't really what I want to do. Although it would make sense, right? If they were a little rounded. I'm not forgetting what I'm saying right now. I'm just talking out loud, talking to myself. Kind of something like that, but spread out a little bit more. That'll be good, right? I think so. All right, let's just turn it around. We'll figure out. You can see this one's got eyeballs on front and back because I cut them both out with the, you know, there's two. I wanted to have two for each one, you know? So now this is going to confuse me because I did cut out the eyeballs on two because that's what I do. I don't remember a thing that I'm doing ever. I think the best thing to do is going to be just to put our glue right here. All right, let's try it. Let's go with let's turn these bunnies over before we get a mistake. There. All right, let's do the blue one first. All right, I'm just going to hold him down for a minute. And then I'm just going to take my little bone folder and I cut off all my nails yesterday, guys. I got tired of them breaking, so I sliced them down to nothing. This is what I was looking for. And, all right, and then we're going to go ahead and do, ooh, little bunny. Please move a little bit. You don't look so straight to me. And we're going to do this one over here. I do want his ears to come out. So like that. And then we're going to do the yellow in the same way. So stinking adorable. So cute, right? And to be such an inexpensive dye. I mean, seriously. Look at that. So cute. Now, my idea, of course, was to pop, you know, do this like this and try to stick some grass down in there. Do you think that's going to be too much? And then the little jelly beans. Where's my stick? All right. We are going to just go ahead and pop. We're going to pop some glue down here. I'm not sure where we're going with it. Okay, so I want the yellow to be on the opposite side of the yellow. And do I want it, maybe we'll go like that. And then we'll do the pink over here. We're going to put a green over here. Now I did the green jelly bean because there's green in the paper. So that's why I did the green jelly bean instead of the pink jelly bean. Or that's why I added the green. And I wanted to add the blue on here because of the paper as well. And I added this little orange color, which is right here. See how well that matches? Was very happy I had that. All right, little jelly bean, how are we going to do you? Well, that's a little matchy-matchy, if you ask me, so come on. We're going to turn you around that way. Okay, and then we're going to do hot pink in the middle, and then we'll do pink. And then we'll do blue. Because I do want it to look random-y, right? Oh, come back up, pink. And then I'm just going to scooch them up and make sure. All right, super adorable, right? Oh, that is so stinking cute. All right, let's take those pop-up things that we used the other day, if I can find them. Okay, they are right here. It was these that we used. They were kind of big on the side, right? All right, let's turn this over. And again, all I'm going to do is add a little bit of tape here. Oh. Just like that. And then cut it off with my scissors. And we'll do the same thing over here. That used up some of the paper that was on my desk left over, so that's kind of fun, right? And we'll put one right on the bottom. Again, we're just going to go ahead and pop this around our little glue container just to make sure it's going to do the little bend that I want it to do. And if we do that, are we going to be able to shove some grass? What do you think? It's not bad, right? It's a little messy though, right? Lord knows I hate a mess. But we could, of course, make it less messy. I don't know, it's kind of cute. It is kind of cute, but it is also a little messy. I would like to control the mess a little bit, so let's see what I can do. All right, I kind of like that. All right. Ooh, I like it. We are going to go ahead and peel this off now. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. We are going to take a couple of these little square ones and we're just going to add a little dimension to the bottom and to the side as well. I'm sorry, I'm off camera again. And then, of course, you could put some glitter, or you could glitter, or some glossy accents on those jelly beans. I might do that before the last photo, because that would be kind of fun, right? It might be a little difficult to keep the glossy accents on there with All right. You guys have got to get in there like that, okay? I want him about right like that. But straight. And we are going to need one more down at the bottom. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to take my little Teflon scissors here and we're going to tuck it and push it just like that. Perfect. All right, and then, isn't it cute? Oh my gosh, guys, this came to me so quick today. I'm like, I got to do it. Like I said, the mess is going to drive me crazy. So we're going to give it a little haircut. Just like that. All right, what do you think? Is it super cute? Yes, I like it. Okay, so let's just try to put a little glossy accents on our, well, let's try to get the bubble off of our glossy accents. And then off to the side here. Okay, it's coming out, so let's just do it. I'm going to go thin because I do want this to be glossy, but I don't want it to run down the card, right? I want it to have a little bit of shine. We're just going to go to the middle where it's got the little puffed up part. Is that the word? Oh, look at that, guys. So cute. So cute. Those finishing touches, always. All right, now I want to do a little bit on their eyes, but I don't want to mess them up. So we're going to have to come back in with a pen to take some off. But I do want to do a little bit of glossiness around their eyes. All right. So then the areas that I get too much, what I do is I come in with my towel and a pokey tool. Maybe one that doesn't have anything on the end. And I just brush it away. Like that. This one's not bad. And then when these dry, this one is bad. When these dry, the Peeps, I'm going to come back in and I'm going to put some Spectrum Noir Sparkle on the Peeps as well. And that's going to give us a little more shine. All right, dude, you got to go this way. Come on. All right, perfect. And when these dry, they'll be, you know, they'll look more black, you know, glossy accents. And it'll give it a little more dimension. All right, so I don't want to give you a whole up close up right now because it's not going to look its best until that dries. But once it dries, and I'm going to come in and just do some glossy accents just around the bunnies to give them a little bit of shine to go along with our little jelly beans. And that's going to be the finished card. Isn't it so cute? Except for the eyeballs look a little creepy, but they promise you, final pictures, they won't look creepy. Promise, I promise. The trick is, once you're done, once the eyeballs dry, you come in with your little Wink of Stella or whatever glitter pen you're going to use, and go ahead and put some glitter on there, and it ties all of that in with this. No foul, no harm. Promise. All right? I promise. You'll see. Isn't it pretty? This idea popped into my head. I had to share it with you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, that tiny little die, which wherever it is, I don't know. But wherever it is now, it's only $3.50, right? And look how much fun you can have with it. So cute. All right. Love you guys. See you in the next video. Bye.